All right, today we're going to go over some pseudocode. So first of all, an algorithm is something that is a step-by-step process to achieve a certain goal, right? And computers are the masters at using algorithms. Okay, so what pseudocode is a way to get past all the different coding languages and all the different syntax and coding and just understand an algorithm for what it is. Okay, it's a very human readable way to understand an algorithm. So let's practice. You'll always see the question say, like, what will this code output, right? And you'll see some kind of code like this. First time looking at it, it could be confusing, but you got to break it down, okay? At the top, you see x equals 80. X is a variable. You'll see that variable x is used throughout the code, but notice it is set at 80. That's important. Next, you see these if blocks. If means that there is going to be branching, okay? What branching is like traffic. If green, go. If red, stop. If yellow, slow. If means do this or that, right? So as we look through these, we need to figure out if what. If what, do something else. If what, do something else. And the way we figure out that what is by looking at the condition, okay? All branches have a condition. That's how the if statement is determined. If x is greater than 70, then do this thing that's indented underneath. Notice it's indented, so this print pass is part of this if statement. So if x is greater than 70, print pass. If x is less than 70, notice the indent, print fail. So this belongs to this, and this belongs to this, okay? As we know, our x, as I stated before, started at 80, right? Our x before started at 80. So this becomes if 80 is greater than 70, do this. If 80 is less than 70, do this. Well, we know that 80 is greater than 70, so this is a true statement. We're talking about Boolean statements. This is a true statement. So we're going to print pass. And 80 is not less than 70. That's false, so we're not going to do this at all. So what print means right here when it says print pass, print just means to show that message on the screen, right? So you tell the computer, hey, show me this message. So if the score is 80, which is greater than 70, we're going to print the word pass. So your final output on the screen would be the word pass. Let's look at another problem. This one, the x is starting at 10. This time we have some other information in here, but let's look at our x. X is the variable we're manipulating. X is starting at 10. It's starting at 10. Now we have something that says loop while, right? A loop is something that happens over and over and over again. A while loop is a specific type of loop, meaning while something is true, keep doing this. Notice that this is indented underneath, right? So this is the thing you're going to keep doing while x is greater than 55. This is the condition right here. X is greater than 55. Okay? This piece right here is what is indented underneath, so it's part of the while loop. So if x is greater than 55, then do this. Change the value of x. Change the value of x to x minus 5. Change the value of x to x minus 5. And then at the end, print it out. Well, let's see. Let's add this 10 into the while loop. Is 10 greater than 55? No, 10 is not greater than 55. So this while loop is not even going to work. It's false. It's false. It's going to skip this step right here because it's false. There's nothing to do. And because it skips, it's going to go right to the print statement, and it's saying print x. Well, we already know what x is, right? X is 10. So it's just going to print 10. It's just going to print the number 10, right? X starts at 10. Do this while loop. The while loop is false, so skip the while loop and print x. Okay, that was the easy one because the while loop was false. Let's look at a while loop that we might have true in. In this case, they changed the name of the variable. The variable here is a, and as always, a is going to start at a certain value. Our variable is going to start at the value of 2. We have a while loop again, and this will repeat until a certain condition is met. This is the condition here, a little bit darker orange. a is less than 10? Well, we know a is 2, so a is less than 10 right now. So we are going to have to do our while loop here. Notice everywhere a is in the program. A is right here in the condition. A is right here. It says print a, and then it also changes the value of a. Another thing to know is that all of this is inside the while loop. So every time we do this loop, we're going to print a, and we're going to change the value of a. So let's see what happens the first time. A was 2, so I changed all these a's to 2. 2 is less than 10, that's true. So print the number 2. So I'll keep track of our output down here. Output is 2 right now. What does this mean? Plus quotes. That's just a space, right? In order to keep a track of numbers, we have to put a space at the end of each one. So this is saying 2 plus a space, so then that the next number shows up after a space. This is the new part. A equals 2 plus 2. So this originally said A. A equals A plus 2. So what does this mean? Every time we go through the loop, A is going to change. This A up here is going to change. This time A is 2, but now at the end of this I'm adding 2 more. So now A is going to become 4. Okay? A is going to become 4, and then we're going to look at our while loop condition again. Okay? So we went through the loop once. Are we going to go through again? Well, is 4 less than 10? Yeah, that's true. So we're going to go through again. This time we're going to print 4 plus a blank space. So now we have 2, 4, and we're going to add 2 to 4 again. Right? So now 4 plus 2 equals 6. You'll see the value of A change to 6. Can we go again? Yes, 6 is less than 10. So we're going to print the value of 6 plus a blank space. You notice that there's a space between each one of these outputs because we added a space right here. And we're going to keep going up. A is now 6 plus 2, 8. Would 8 fit the condition? Correct. 8 is less than 10, so we're going to print the number 8 plus a blank space. And then we're going to say A equals 8 plus 2. Now, this is going to become 10. This is going to change to 10. Right? 10 is not less than 10. If it said less than or equal to, it would work. But 10 is not less than 10. It's the same. So our loop is going to stop here. This is false. There's no point of going through this again because you only go through it if the loop is true. So if A equals 10, that would create a false statement. So that's where you stop. The final output of this down here would be 2, space 4, space 6, space 8. That is what would print out from this code right here. All right, let's look at another one. In this case, we have x equals 20. 20 is our variable's starting number. X equals 20. You'll see that the x is used in this condition over here inside the while loop. You'll see that the x is changed right here. Instead of adding 2 like before, it looks like we're minusing 4 each time. And we're going to print x out at the end. Now, you got to be careful with this one. Because notice that before on the previous example, the print statement was inside of the loop. What I mean by that is, let me go back. See how the print statement is indented? It's part of the loop. Every time you go through the loop, you print. In this new example, the print statement is not indented. It's over here on the left, meaning the only thing that's part of the loop is this part right here. This is what's part of the loop. Okay? So every time we go through the loop, we're going to do this. And then at the end of the entire program, we'll print x. We cannot print x until this entire loop is finished. Coding goes line by line. Starts at 20, go through the loop, go through the loop, go through the loop, go through the loop as many times as necessary, and then print out the final result. Okay? So the first time, 20 is greater than 10, right? So this works. So we're going to basically say 20 is greater than 10. 20 minus 4 would be 16. So we're going to change this value to 16. Okay, is 16 greater than 10? Yep, that's true. So we're going to do 16 minus 4 would be 12. Is 12 greater than 10? Yep. So we're going to say 12 minus 4 equals 8. And then is 8 greater than 10? No, 8 is not greater than 10. So currently x equals 8. The loop is going to stop here because this statement is false. And now we print x. And because we print x after we did this loop 1, 2, 3 times, we are going to print 8. X equals 8 at this point. Okay? The print statement is outside of the loop, meaning it's not part of it, meaning you just do it once at the end. We had multiple numbers before because of the fact that we repeated the print statement in the loop each time. Right? Each time in this one, 2, 4, 6, 8, the print statement, since it was indented, it went over and over again. If code is indented underneath, that means it's part of the thing above it. This was not indented. All right, let's look at one last example. The unique example here will have 2 variables. We have x, which is equal to 10, and we have sum now, which is equal to 0. We still have a while loop, and we still got to go and change things, right? Sum is going to get x added each time, and x is going to get -2 each time. So we have our while loop, and the first time we go through the loop, it starts at x equals 10 and sum equals 0. Right? So let's say the while loop is x greater than 3, x is 10. So yes, 10 is greater than 3, so that's true. So we're going to go ahead and go through the motions here. 10 is greater than 3. This is sum plus x, which is now going to become 0 plus 10, because this is 0 and this is 10. This is x minus 2. So this is going to become 10 minus 2, because x was equal to 10 right here. And that leaves us where? That leaves us with a sum of 10, right? Sum equals 0 plus 10. Now it equals 10 instead of 0. And it leaves us with an x of 8, because 10 minus 2 equals 8. So let's change those variables up here. X is now 8. Sum is now 10. Is x greater than 3? Is 8 greater than 3? Yes. So if 8 is greater than 3, we're going to go through and change all these again. Sum in x is 10 and 8 now. So that creates a sum of 18. And x minus 2 is 8 minus 2 now. That creates an x of 6. Okay? Notice we're skipping the print sum because that's not part of the loop. Remember the indentation. We're going to print sum at the end. We're not going to do it during this loop. Okay? So let's update all our variables. We have 6 and 18. Okay? X is 6 now. So 6 is greater than 3. So we are going to do the code. Sum is at 18 right now, so we're going to fill 18 in here. We'll fill in 6 here, and we'll fill in 6 here, right? Because this is true. So 18 plus 6 is 24. 6 minus 2 is 4. So let's update our variables. X equals 4. The sum is currently at 24. Is x greater than 3? 4 is greater than 3. That's true. So let's go ahead and add the sum and x together. That's 24 plus 4. That's 28. And then 4 minus 2 is 2. Okay? So here it's going to say, is x, because we changed this to 2. On the next loop, it's going to say, is x greater than 3? And it's not. It stops because 2 is not greater than 3. So we stop. We don't do any of this anymore. The loop has ended. And where has the loop ended? It ended with x at 2 and sum at 28. Right? And now that this has ended, we can go to the next line of code, which is print sum, meaning show us what the sum is, and the sum would be 28, because that's where it has gotten at this point. Okay? So that's pseudocode for you. Here's one more example. I'm going to let you guys do this one. Very similar to the one we just did, but the conditions have changed. So answer this below if you are feeling good about pseudocode, and feel free to ask any questions you have. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.